Straight ahead on 12 News, a key player at Brooklyn Park City Hall is leaving. We'll have the latest on the pending departure of the city manager. Then, are big box stores a dinosaur in the digital age? Why one author says think again. But first, a Golden Valley fixture soon to become history.
But I hate to be the last guy in line to shut the lights off and close the doors.
12 News starts right now. Hello, and thanks for joining us. A major change is planned in Golden Valley, and that could force a longtime nonprofit to relocate.
The plans are moving quickly for a new apartment complex, but it could mean the end for the Golden Valley VFW building. Eric Nelson has more.
This has been our post home for quite a while, since the early 70s.
The Golden Valley VFW has been a fixture in the city since the 1970s.
We would love to stay here in some form or another,
But the venue could soon meet the wrecking ball.
so it's going to be a real change. And like I said, there's some people that took it harder than others.
We're really early in the process.
The city's vision is to build high-density housing at the southeast corner of Medicine Lake Road and Winnetka Avenue.
The details still have to be worked out, but that corner's one that needs some attention and really is a gateway to the part of Golden Valley.
And some of our members are very disappointed. I mean, the older people, they're from World War II and the Korean War, and the older veterans and their widows.
Cookie Rivera is the Golden Valley VFW commander.
To have the community and the camaraderie and the neighbors coming in and looking to us.
He knows that change is coming.
We wish it wasn't so, but we are putting the best face on it.
And he knows this could be a bittersweet final Christmas in this location. However, Rivera remains optimistic about the future.
I hate to be the last guy in line to shut the lights off and close the doors, but we're not going to go away. We're just going to go somewhere else.
The city is sensitive to the VFW situation and claims it is not bigfooting them. They say it's simply progress at work.
I know the developer is also interested in preserving that legacy, and I think in the name of their development, using Liberty Crossing as a name to kind of pay homage to the VFW.
The VFW has 500 members and 30 employees, all of whom could lose their jobs unless a new facility is found quickly. A permanent new home for the VFW is definitely still up in the air, but a possible temporary solution could be right here at the Brookview Community Center. In Golden Valley, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
There are still many hurdles to clear before the apartment complex is built. Among them, the project needs approval from the Metropolitan Council.
Plymouth police have arrested a man believed to be a serial burglar. Robert Pfeiffer was caught burglarizing Fantastic Sam's in Plymouth last week. Police believe Pfeiffer is responsible for more than 60 burglaries in the past 2 months, all at businesses around the metro. Police identified Pfeiffer during a burglary last week in Eden Prairie. He was arrested in Plymouth on Thursday. Brooklyn Park's top employee could soon be headed elsewhere.
Jamie Verbrugge is expected to step down from his city manager position to take on the same role with the city of Bloomington. Delane Cleveland joins us now with more. Delane?
Mike and Alex, Jamie Verbrugge has served as Brooklyn Park city manager since 2008, and after 6 years at the helm, his new employers say they're excited to have him come on board.
Still 50 years. I'm Dave Kaiser from Channel 12 along with Jamie Verbrugge.
Jamie Verbrugge is no stranger to the Channel 12 airwaves. Since 2008, you could find him providing commentary for summertime parades.
They're a hardy bunch up here in Brooklyn Park, right?
Addressing young people at the activity center.
Your work out here is actually the first example of public art that we're demonstrating.
Or speaking to the city council about issues important to Brooklyn Park.
The state legislature several years ago increased the maximum levy amount that cities can collect for HRA activities.
But now Verbrugge's days at City Hall are numbered.
Very excited to have Jamie on board, and of course he's not officially on board until he's approved by the City Council next Monday night.
Tim Bussey is a Bloomington City Council member who interviewed Verbrugge and 2 other candidates for the job.
The difference between the 3 of them was really razor thin. We just picked Jamie. He's got an outstanding background, an outstanding resume, experience as both a community builder and a staff builder. He's done a great job, and we're really looking forward to having him on staff.
Verbrugge will be leaving a city with 400 employees and a budget of more than $40 million to run a city of 650 employees and a $188 million budget. But Bussey says they selected the right man for the job.
He's definitely going to be challenged. Bloomington and Brooklyn Park are two different cities, obviously, but I think he's going to walk into a great situation with a great city staff and have a lot of challenges and interesting experiences ahead of him.
Berbrugge would be the third city manager Bloomington has had in the past 50 years. No word yet on when his final day in Brooklyn Park is going to be. Meantime, Berbrugge didn't want to comment on the hire and instead referred us to the city of Bloomington. Mike and Alex?
All right, Delane, thank you. Well, meantime, Crystal will also have some big shoes to fill.
A longtime city engineer, Tom Matheson, has retired. He filled that role in Crystal for 20 years. In 2012, Matheson was named Minnesota City Engineer of the Year. As city engineer, Matheson oversaw road projects, led the construction of the Crystal Cove Aquatic Center, and helped kickstart a $4 million emergency water supply system.
They may not need it until January, but Maple Grove is stocking up on more expensive road salt that works better in colder weather. The city will be using it for the first time this season. It's blue in color and includes calcium and magnesium chloride. Public Works officials say it's effective down to 6 degrees, whereas regular road salt only works to about 15 degrees.
When we use it, it's January and February when the air temperature makes the road temperature that much colder. So we're gaining 6 to 8 more degrees in road temperature versus the pure white salt. It's a little bit more expensive, but it works a little bit better, faster, and in that colder temperature like we had last year, that was the way to go.
Maple Grove will still use the white salt when it's above 15 degrees, and temperature sensors on the plow trucks will tell drivers when they need to switch over.
An Osseo High School Science and Technology program has achieved national certification, meaning students who successfully complete the program could be eligible for college credit. The Project Lead the Way program offers an intense science, technology, engineering, and math curriculum. Today, students demonstrated some of the projects they're working on, including building robots and developing a game with a 3D printer. Teacher John Liccardi says this type of program helps many kids become engaged in their education in a way they've never been before.
The classes really apply a lot of the math, science, and they really put it to a project where the kids can see it, feel it, really live it.
Park Center also has a Project Lead the Way program, and Maple Grove High School is working on getting certification as well. Coming up, changing times for big box brick and mortar stores, how they're reinventing themselves from the inside out.
Then later in sports, number 1 versus 2 lives up to the billing in girls basketball.
But first, Tuesday stays below freezing. Then a warm-up begins.
On the 73rd anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, a Crystal Boy Scout troop took time Sunday to honor fallen soldiers. Troop 533 placed wreaths at Glen Haven Memorial Gardens in Crystal, and the small, tightly knit troop also had a personal connection this year to one of the fallen veterans.
This year was included David Sittler, our Scoutmaster's husband, and since he passed away, he's been put on the wall. So we just came here to thank him and everybody for all they've done.
This was the 4th year the Crystal Scouts placed wreaths at the Veterans Memorial. For major Minnesota retailers Target and Best Buy, it's no secret the past few years have been turbulent ones.
From a recession and data breach to a CEO resignation and leadership changes, both Best Buy and Target are operating in a new era. In a new book, a former Minneapolis business reporter explains why he believes the changes are laying the groundwork for future success. In an era of online shopping and mobile apps, it's easy to assume the days of the big box are dead.
If stores are so irrelevant, right, why is Amazon opening stores then?
Author and former Star Tribune business reporter Thomas Lee makes the case in his new book that Minnesota giants Best Buy and Target are rebuilding empires by using their stores in connection with online retailing.
The idea is that it doesn't matter where you are. We're going to give it the product to you, what you want, where you want, how you want it, right?
For example, 40% of Best Buy's online shoppers pick up their orders in the store for convenience. Best Buy is also turning all that big box space into an advantage by using it differently, creating stores within a store.
Not only you can earn money by renting it out essentially to your vending partners, right? But you get to have a special thing that only you can find at a Best Buy.
Having vendors like Samsung and Microsoft offering product expertise within a Best Buy store can be a game changer for customers.
For me, the brick and mortar is really important because it's the experience and it's seeing the product, and it's sometimes really hard to just order online.
You know, the cost.
Lee says Best Buy is also finding ways to cut costs and generate sales by using its big box stores as mini warehouses or distribution centers that ship products directly from the store.
Now you can actually buy online, and someone in Best Buy will take the product off the shelf, and then they will ship it to you from the store shelf.
It's all part of an innovative approach to seamlessly connect the digital age of retailing with bricks and mortar stores. And Lee believes it's that type of thinking and leadership that will keep Minnesota's retail giants in the game.
I think that they laid the groundwork down for to survive for many years to come.
Despite the changes in the marketplace, 70% of America still lives within 15 minutes of a Best Buy store. A national newspaper lists a local park as one of the best in the country for sledding. We'll show you where up next.
But first in sports, Armstrong-Cooper's boys hockey team skates to an exciting win on a day honoring the memory of a former coach. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back. A lot has changed for Armstrong and Cooper hockey, and there's a lot going on at this meet, even a hockey game. Right?
Yeah. Right. Nice ceremony before the game, and then an exciting game that followed it at New Hope. Former rivals Armstrong and Cooper are joined now as a co-op team, the Wings, in boys hockey. Saturday, 50 years of Cooper hockey was celebrated, and a longtime Hawks coach was honored. Former Cooper Minnesota Gophers and NHL defenseman Lance Pitlick was one of the speakers to honor Coach Ken Staples, who passed away this fall. The Staples family dropped the ceremonial first puck. Hall of Famer Staples will be recognized with a Stapes patch on the Armstrong-Cooper helmets this season. Pitlick talked about his former coach.
Stapes became my coach first, and then we became really good friends, and I was still in contact with him, seeing him regularly year after year, almost 30 years now. So it's nice that we're able to recognize all his contributions to this community and hockey program.
On to the game highlights. Minnetonka's Brendan Ryan coming off the boards, whistles a shot home, and that breaks a scoreless tie in the second period. Down 2-0 in the third, Armstrong-Cooper rallies. Pass deflects high in the air, and Nathan Linderholm gets 3 whacks at it. Finally knocks it in and scores to make it 2-1. And the Wings later tie it, and this game goes to overtime. And watch how this one ends. Corey Gilbert with a good clean check at center ice. Steals the puck and starts a 2-on-1 the other way. Gilbert feeds Trey Rooney for the game winner. And the celebration is on. Armstrong-Cooper with a nice 3-2 overtime win. The Armstrong-Cooper girls hockey teams paired up a few years ago. They're young this season. They had a good showing Friday night against St. Louis Park. Armstrong-Cooper's in white, and Jessica Halverson brings it out front and is stopped, but Haley Hansen is there and knocks it in. And Armstrong-Cooper is on the board. Anna Gleason will stop 2 tries by Tori Adams, but Holly Enderle sweeps in the loose puck to make it 2-0 in the first. The Wings are not done yet. Natalie Seide gets to the loose puck first and knocks it home from the circle. Armstrong-Cooper's got a 5-0 lead after 1. Second period, Patricia Hillstrom preserves the shutout by stopping Mary Gleason on a clean breakaway. Enderle will get a shot on net. Adams will put a rebound away here for a goal in the 6-0 lead. Armstrong-Cooper wins for the second time this season, 7-1 the final. Champlin Park's girls have played very well early this season. They took on another solid Northwest Suburban Conference foe on Saturday. Goalie Hannah Gettle and the Rebels hosting Elk River. Power play here for Champlin Park. Haley Martinson's shot doesn't have a lot on it, but it gets through for a goal. And Champlin Park takes a 1-0 lead. The Elk River answers As Brianna Simon's first shot is stopped, she'll pop the rebound home for a power play goal. It's 1-1 after one. Late in the second period, Abby Canton slips it around the Rebels defender, then goes across the slot to backhand it home, and it's 2-1 Elks through 2 periods. Coach Jim Coltis and the Rebels tied up in the third. Bree Johnson to Martinson, her shot's blocked, but Abby Dockin pumps the wrist shot under the crossbar, and this one goes to overtime. The Elks will win it there. The pass slipped over to Maddie Bazal for the quick shot here for Elk River, and they win this one over Champlin Park 3-2 in overtime. In girls basketball, the Breakdown Sports Tip-Off Classic features some good teams and good games. None was bigger than a Class 4A matchup between number 2 Hopkins and number 1 Eastview. TT Starks drives and scores 2 of her 18 points. Royals lead 22-15. Maddie Giebert answers for Eastview. Her three-pointer cuts the lead to 1. Less than a minute left in the first half. Ashley Bates drives baseline and scores. Royals lead 35-31 at halftime. Second half, Lightning starts to take control. Giebert to Samantha Trammell ties it at 41. And nice ball movement here by Eastview. Rachel Ranke with a 3. It's 57-50 Eastview. And Hopkins comes back. Nia Holly, good move in the lane. That's nets 2 of her 17 points. And then on the fast break, it's Starks putting it in, and the Royals take the lead 62-61. Giebert, though, comes through again. She'll drive for the basket and the foul, and this game goes to overtime. Field goals are tough to come by in OT, but Eastview gets a huge bucket right there from Emma Sin. Lightning win 75-70. Giebert scores 35 points for Eastview. In other games involving area teams, Champlin Park lost its season opener, 56-42, Eden Prairie, the final. Rebels will play 3 games this week, including at Andover on Thursday. And Park Center beat Delano in a matchup of top 5 Class 3A schools. Pirates win 69-54. Michaela Hayes leads the Pirates with 17 points. Park Center's girls off to a 2-0 start after wins now over Rogers and Delano.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, it is one of the best places in the country for sledding, and it happens to be right here in the Northwest Metro.
We'll show you where coming up next. We're kicking off another season of some of the most impressive holiday light displays in the Northwest Metro. And we start at Santa's Workshop in Maple Grove. This is the scene at 6497 Glacier Lane. And if there is an impressive lighting display in your neighborhood, let us know about it. Send an email to news@12.tv. If you want to enjoy one of the country's top sledding hills, well, you don't have to travel very far.
That's right. USA Today has named Theodore Wirth's Park Sledding and Tubing Hill as one of the best urban experiences in the country. They cite the number of activities available, including the tubing hill and tow rope, as one of the reasons it made the list. And they also mention its reasonable admission fee of just $5. That does it for us. Thanks for joining us.